many things from their foes.
Inside Iraq, there is much to learn. As we've heard so much lately, Iraq is the cradle of civilization, and its history is our history. As Suzanne Bates reports, the war threatens to destroy culture and history that is important to everybody.
The history in Mesopotamia covers the whole gambit of the history of civilization.
Ancient Mesopotamia means the land between two rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates, and this was in many ways the birthplace of civilization. Iraq is the setting of our Bible. It's the Garden of Eden, the birthplace of Abraham, and the Tower of Babel. In ancient Sumer, after 3 million years of wandering, tribes settled down and raised families. They learned how to grow crops, the beginning of modern agriculture. Written history began here, with carved crude wedges that became our first historic record.
The clay tablets from Mesopotamia are the oldest in the world, and they took just the mud from the rivers, and they dried it a little, and they took reed pens, and they wrote things on these clay tablets, and that became the history of that time.
Later, Sumer split into 2 empires. In the south, Babylon, where on this slab, a Babylonian king gave the world the first code of written law. Babylon gave us astronomy and mathematics and the measurement of time. Modern Iraq contains literally thousands of sites listed as official antiquities, and there may be as many as 50,000 more, some no more than dirt mounds, historically important but as yet undiscovered. Before the war began, archaeologists from around the world, including some from the U.S., were welcome in Iraq, some from Boston University.
The country was very much open to studying the ancient history and initiate cooperative programs between Iraqi archaeologists and U.S. Specialists, including the acquisition of aerial photographs of specific sites and interpreting the scene from space photographs like we do here. So they were really open to joint research in archaeology.
All that ended when the war began. As the bombing continues, archaeologists like Paul Zemansky, who have worked on sites in Iraq, are becoming concerned that bombing and a ground war might jeopardize important historic, religious, and cultural sites.
I worry that we really have the knowledge to know where and what these antiquities are. I don't know of any archaeologist who's been consulted by our government and by our military. Certainly nobody's come and asked me, what do you think are important sites? What do you think we should avoid?
It's already been struck by 117. This is a team effort.
The U.S. military says its smart bombs aimed at key Iraqi military installations can avoid such disaster. President Bush vowed this is not the aim of the war in his State of the Union address.
We do not seek the destruction of Iraq, its culture, or its people.
But some archaeologists wonder how even surgical strikes of the precision encountered in this war can completely avoid the thousands of landmarks, many of which are located near strategic military installations. A 1,000-year-old Abbasid palace in Baghdad, for example, lies next to the Defense Ministry, which was destroyed in the first hours of the attack on Iraq. Perhaps more endangered are undiscovered historic sites not located on any military maps.
I really believe that the American military is not doing any indiscriminate bombing, and therefore I think most of the significant sites will be protected. The thing that we would worry about are the sites that we, the scientists, do not know about, and there should be many of these.
Some historians have warned that the damage to historic sites could be as significant as the artistic losses of World War II. And while the loss of human life is certainly infinitely greater concern right now, it seems almost certain that during the war with Iraq, some of history will be lost as well.